motivation was clear, the salary. See, when I actually started, I didn't get the job during my engineering. Actually, when I see people getting placed, I came here to get, let's say, good salary, and people are getting 12, 16 lakh package, and I'm just sitting here. So when I go to the other job, I got 15,000 rupees. And then when I left my job, I had 20,000 rupees. It became more than 1 lakh, or let's say that kind of a. So that is another hack. If you want to get your first few job, make sure you're online always, right? I'm doing 4 to 5 hours of work, and let's say I'm still able to earn, let's say, 3 lakh rupees. If I want to earn 1 lakh rupees and I'm going to work for 6, 7 hours, how much should I charge to them?
Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Data with Darshil. In this video, we're going to be interviewing a data scientist who started his career with a job and then went on to become a full-time freelancer. We will discuss about everything, how he got started, how he got his first job, what are the different skills required for a data scientist, how did he become a freelancer, got his first job and started earning money. We will discuss everything in detail, so make sure you watch this video till the end to understand each and everything. And if you find this video insightful, then don't forget to hit the like button. Let's get started. So yeah, welcome Pradip. Been following you from long time on LinkedIn, and I've seen your journey from doing a job to getting into freelancing and also doing well on freelancing, because most of the people start freelancing but they don't really know how to go forward or scale it. So you have done amazing job. We will talk about everything in this podcast, so I welcome you. So the first question I want to start is like, how did you get started your journey? Because you're a data scientist right now working in freelancing. Very few people are able to do that, the freelance in data science. So I want to understand, how did you get started with the data science? We will touch everything about freelancing after that, but let's discuss your journey into data science. Yeah.
Okay, my journey into data science. So first of all, Darshil, thanks for having me. I am also, following you on LinkedIn. And when I actually started my freelancing journey, I came across, one of your video, and I even mentioned on the LinkedIn the same thing. Yeah, we can talk about that later. But yeah, how did I started my data science freelancing? See, I was actually, before even data science or anything, I was actually a backend developer. So I have a 3 years of experience as a backend developer, where I started building websites using, let's say, those template websites or CMS based websites. Eventually moved to create the APIs, and so I almost have a 3 years of experience as a backend development, especially focus on the API part and those kinds of stuff, right? And then around 2016, I thought of doing my MTech. So I gave
Okay.
a GATE exam, and then after GATE exam, I decided to do MTech specialization in data science, because during that time, what happens, I was used to think I'm already doing web development kind of thing. Is it something that I want to do the same thing in the MTech? Because there is nothing big deal about it. Even I could do that same thing now also, right? So the motivation was actually the salary. Okay, I thought if I could do, let's say MTech from maybe, let's say, IIT or top college, I might get the better salary, and that was the motivation. So during 2016, I gave GATE exam, and I took admission to Triple IT Bangalore college, and there we had option that we could choose what kind of specialization we want, whether generic computer science, or in networking, or let's say in data science kind of thing. And that all depends on what subjects you choose, and that is how they will decide whether do you complete those many credits. So that's where actually my data science journey actually started in the college itself.
So before we go forward, let me talk about our today's sponsor, Project Pro. One of the biggest challenge people face when they get into field of data science, data engineering, machine learning is that difficulty of getting a job. One of the best way to showcase your skill set and get a job is to build real-time hands-on projects. And this is where Project Pro can help you with that. Project Pro is a curated library of verified solved end-to-end project solution in data science, machine learning, and big data. All of these projects are created by top industry experts from top global companies such as Microsoft, Amazon, and many more. Here you will get end-to-end project solution, reusable code, guided videos, 24/7 into customer support, get access to 2000 plus code recipes which are absolutely free, buy the subscription plan to get access to more than 200 solve end-to-end projects. Visit projectpro.io to know more about this, and let's continue with our video. So as I understand, you had some working experience, then you wanted to again study more and switch your career, maybe because you didn't like the web development. Even I started my career as a web developer and then thought, let's move to data science, because it's more about technical and the repeated things. You just take the data from the user and then you display it after fetching on the data set. So that's a fun journey. Then you did MTech and when you do data science. Once you completed your MTech, and how did you get into your data science job? Like, what was your first step after that, after learning data science? Because most of the people become data scientists, but they don't know what to do after that, because so many people are doing it from the online courses, and there is no way you can get a job directly. So what is the process looks like if you want to get a job in data science?
So my motivation was clear, the salary. Okay, I just
Okay.
wanted to
All
jump
right.
from different setups, right? And what I do today, building APIs, deploying this model, exposing at the API, is all learning came from that experience actually.
Exactly.
What I was already doing, right? And that also helped me actually throughout my career, having that particular experience, right? So if I talk about, so what happened, it is the same thing as you mentioned, right? So almost, I don't know, maybe more than 80% batch is interested in, let's say, data science career, right? But when companies came for placement in triple IT Bangalore, usually they came in, let's say, third sem of MTech, right? So that they can offer you both internship plus full time in the final semester, right? So what happened? The companies came for like a generic position, let's say software developer kind of positions, right? So all those company came. So, but I was too much into that data science kind of thing. So I thought of, okay, I will only do, or I will only sit for companies who are related to data science, and I will not sit for the other
Yeah.
companies, kind of thing, right? So I almost everyone got placed. Like only the couple of few guys were, left at the end, and eventually actually Walmart came again. So they came, for a data science thing, they came again. I give interview also, but they couldn't select me. They couldn't select me, so I was not that good in the, let's say, in
Yeah.
interview kind of thing. And then eventually one company called MIQ, which came, I never heard of their name actually. And they, maybe they shortlisted my resume. So my academics was good. Okay, only I didn't sit for those companies, that's why I didn't get placed. But my academics was good. So eventually they offered a internship to us, and they said they will not guarantee a full time, but if you guys do well, then they maybe convert data science position to, let's say, this. So actually I waited, I let go a lot of good companies. So every day when I see people getting placed, I came here to get, let's say, good salary, and people are getting 12, 16 lakh
Yeah.
package, and I'm just sitting here. Even once I remember they even called us to understand, like, what exactly do you want, like, the people who are not getting placed or something. So, but eventually I would say
Yeah.
luck or whatever things, right? Eventually I waited. One company came who offer an internship, and I pick up that internship. And that's where, so you can think of that internship opportunity was the gateway for me to get into the data science, right? There were many students who are good at everything, machine learning and coding, but right, but see, they pick up the other jobs, right? Because they couldn't take the risk. So in my case, actually, I took the risk for not sitting for the other company, and eventually landed my internship actually in the data science. And then that became the full-time job there.
When I got into data science, I was doing an internship. First was the remote internship I got. I was like, yeah, I want to do it. That didn't pay me anything, unpaid internship, but I wanted to learn. Second internship was like 10,000 rupees. I had to travel every day till Ghatkopar to do the same thing, but I got the full time offer from that company. So it's kind of like the same journey. I can see it over here. Then you were able to get the full time offer. So a lot of similarities. So you were doing job. So I want to understand, like, in data science, right? When you started your job, so data science is very vast. Even when I was doing data science, I was getting like various projects, but I ended up doing data engineering because I got projects related to that. So in your case, I want to understand, like, what is the specialization you mainly work on in data science? Like, what type of projects did you get? What were the skills at that time you needed or wanted to learn to, do the job you got? So just, can you, if you can, like, summarize this entire process?
Yeah, so what happened, since I had already some experience, right? So they put me in a different project which requires, let's say, both, software engineering like development experience, and also, let's say, the machine learning kind of experience. So you can think of my internship started with the building our own auto ML framework. Okay, so we wanted to build our own auto ML framework. So the company that I worked, MIQ, we had a lot of data related to, let's say, advertising, like online advertising, right? You visit some place, right? That event gets recorded. Whatever the ID associated with your browser, that record and all. So that is huge data. So my journey started with the big data. Okay,
Okay.
so we were using Spark, for that big data crunching and all these things. Most of the time I will be using Spark SQL actually to write things in a
Yeah.
SQL, and all these things. So it started with big data and Spark, crunching the data, and eventually we were crunching the data to create the features for the machine learning. So eventually when with this thing, right, so we will have one user represented by something like, how many times he visited this particular page, the page, something like that, those kinds of feature. And then we were using those machine learning models like random forest, XGBoost, those kinds of models. So you can think of uh, data engineering plus classical machine learning. That is where actually I started. And I also got exposure to, let's say, since it was AutoML, I started reading optimization, how parameter tuning works, and this is also, I would say, it was a pretty good work I got.
Okay, so there was some core machine learning plus data engineering kind of field, because the post and the work you do right now is more of like the NLP side. So I want to understand that journey. But before going there, the natural language processing or working with the like GPT-3 and everything, uh, what was the salary range when you got started? I mean, I want to understand like what was the pay scale, because you had the salary mindset initially because I want to increase the salary. So what was your salary when you got started, and after each and every stage how it got increased? If you could just provide the rough numbers.
See, when I actually started, I didn't get the job during my engineering, actually. And so my friend started a web development company, and actually I joined them. Okay. And maybe the first time they give me the money, it was something like 5 6 thousand rupees or something, because I couldn't get job during the
Yeah.
engineering, and I didn't know what to do. I thought of doing ethical. So in my batch only two people got placed, our first topper,
Okay.
our second topper. Okay. The first topper decided not to join that company in Pune, Persistent, and he started his web development from where I work. Okay. So this is what how things started. So he rented a kind of a kind of a shop in a mall, and he was brother, his brother, he. And then I joined them actually. So we started building this small website like HTML, and just include, let's say, Google Map, something like that. So I will earn only 5 6 thousand or something like that. But eventually certain things happen in life, and I asked him, okay, maybe I want to go and different place. So when I go to the
Okay.
other job, I got 15,000 rupees. And then when I left my job, I had a 20,000 rupees salary. Before MTech, it was
Yeah.
20,000 rupees. And when I, let's say, when I joined after MTech, it became more than 1 lakh, or let's say that kind of a range, right? So that is what the motivation was, definitely a salary. My whole day will go into that. So morning 7, if I start my day, I will reach home at 11 p.m. Like one side it will
Yes.
take 3 hours or more than that, the other side 3 hours. And where I live, actually the frequency of trains are very less, right? So this all things, both the salary expectation, that I thought I should do something so that I can earn more money. And definitely I wanted to exit that cycle, that going through local train and wasting my 5 6 hours.
Mm.
I got 65 70% hike on that.
Okay.
And then I stopped. I thought, okay, now it's time to become a self-employed.
Awesome journey. I mean, I can like relate to it because I've been through the same journey, and we already talked about this when we connected. So now let's start with the freelancing, because a lot of people want to become freelancer here, right? And between these layoffs, freelancing is something you can like rely on, because a lot of people used to think that job is a secure place, you won't get fired. But now we are seeing in this recession that nothing is risk free. You have to take risks. So you took that risk, and now you're doing really good in freelancing. So I want to understand like what was the first step when you wanted to get into freelancing? So that thought came, okay, I want to become a freelancer. Now what to do? Can you just walk us through that so that people can also understand? Because a lot of people ask me, even you might be getting these questions, that I want to become a freelancer. Please guide me. I don't know how to do that. So let's answer that question in very simple manner for the people who are watching this.
See, that is what my journey is, not that relatable. As I told you, right? I didn't quit to become a freelancer. I quit to
Yeah.
become a self-employed kind of thing, right? And the freelancing was something that is the big thing that I wanted to, try. So when I decided to, try freelancing, the first thing I did, actually, I went to the Upwork. I created
Okay.
the account, and I just go through all the listings there, and I will see there are jobs related to analytics, job related to data engineering, and see, and I would ask myself, how many of these jobs I'm capable of doing. So, and I will also check how much people are willing to pay for a job. $50, $100, 500,000. How much people are willing to pay. So that is the first exercise I did before actually deciding. So in my case, I already decided. But if someone wants to do that thing,
Yeah.
first they should go and see what kind of jobs are posted. Right? Check their skill set. Whether do you have those skill set. See how much people are willing to pay. You see, I'm earning $40,000 or something, but You can go and check, there are jobs only $50, $100, right? So you need to go and check reality yourself, right? So that will give you an idea whether it is worth, getting into all these kinds of a thing, right? And once I figure it out, okay, there are a lot of things that I could do, then I limit myself. I didn't wanted to pick up anything that comes. So I thought I had an experience with natural language and the ML ops, like deploying models, retraining them all, right? So I decided I will only pick up those kinds of job. And I started writing proposal where I might have wrote a couple of proposal or something. So that is the main thing, actually, initially writing that proposal, right? And then I started searching how to write a good proposal. And this is where I came across your video, right? And you had one video with Dhaval, or I think Code Basics guy, right?
Yeah.
Where you mentioned that one good thing, that in the proposal, if you could write the solution itself, how you're going to solve that problem, right? Actually, that helped me a lot, and I mentioned that publicly, right, when I wrote a
Yeah.
LinkedIn post, right? That
Yeah.
thing, this is counterintuitive. People think that if I told the person what is the solution, or this is what I will use, then they thought they will lose their job. But it's not like that. I will directly mention, hey, I have already done something like this. This is what I will do. So if you think of these 2 3 steps, right? Go and see yourself what kind of jobs are posted. Cross check against with your skill. Do you have those skills, right? Learn how to write the proposal, and when you write the proposal, you will come to know you have to attach some portfolio or similar jobs if you are the new one, right? That is where you again go to that first step and see what kind of job posted. Create demo projects for the similar job. If you see a job posting related to training the model, create a demo product out of it. If you see the job posting related to Power BI dashboard, create one Power BI dashboard so that you can attach to it, right? So I did a reverse engineering. I go, what is there, create the portfolio, and then started attaching that particular video or demo link, right? So that and it is struggle. Initially, getting
Yeah.
those first couple of jobs, it's a struggle, and they should know that they might. So sometimes people will message me, I've been applying for 2 months and I'm not getting. And then I'll say, can you share your proposal, what you're writing? So they are writing like a 2 pages proposal kind of thing.
Exactly.
The other side guy is going to receive 20 to 50
More than
those
that.
applications, and he don't have time to even go through even half of that. He will just look at couple of 3 4 lines, right? Directly attack what he's expecting, right? And that is the crucial point in the proposal, right?
So yeah, the one point I liked is like it's a hard work. I mean, it's not easy when you think of like earning high money. You need to work hard before even getting the project. So a lot of people who are freshers or just getting started, they'll be like, I don't have the experience or any projects to showcase. So you have to make projects, as Pradeep said. Like go onto these freelancing websites and check what kind of problems they have and see what kind of problems you want to work on. So if you have like Python or SQL skills, you can go to SQL Analytics, or if you have like dashboarding skills, make some dashboards or template type dashboard. You can get tutorial on YouTube for free. Make it, build your portfolio, and then start applying. And again, one of the hack we found is directly attacking on the solution. So everyone is using that, right? uh that's a good way now. And the more people know it, the more people will start doing this. So it might become like normal for the clients also. But so yeah, 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 so you can start with that, attach your portfolio and showcase, and then based on your skill set you will get hired. So focus on cracking first client, even if it is like the $10 job or $5 job, doesn't matter. Just get through the door, and then see where your journey goes. So that's an awesome journey. I can resonate with everything right now. uh so how did you get start, like when you started, did you have like mental blocks before starting, like what if I don't get a job, what if I don't earn any money? So were you doing this with your job, or you decide to quit your job and let's become the self-employed? So what was the journey like?
Definitely you will have some doubts about yourself, because this is not the first time, right? So as I mentioned you, right, for example, let's imagine I quit my job so that I can give gate exam, and then I did the MTech, right? During the MTech, I didn't sit for the company so that I can wait for the data science company. When I got the data science job, I quit that job without having any offer in the hand, and then I joined the Oracle after 2 months of struggle. So I am used to with that struggle, that you don't have anything and just go and find
Yeah.
same thing. So it was not new for me to quitting the job. The Oracle job that I was doing as a lead, actually before even getting that job, I was a jobless for a while, because I just quit my job to just experience how it happens, right? and that now everyone is experiencing during the layoff. But I choose to do that thing, voluntarily actually. So but when even I had that bad experience of, the I was expecting when I quit my, let's say, that MIQ company job, that I will get job in, let's say, 15 days only. I thought I will go and give 5 interviews and definitely crack
Yeah.
one of them. But the timing was wrong. It was a December time, and a lot of
Oh,
people were not there. In the Jan, the hiring managers were not there. So a lot of things happened, and eventually I got job in a Feb. So I quit my job in a December. I got it in a Feb, and that is something I experienced, that it's not easy to get job also. Lot of time people in data science, you mentioned that first thing, it is very broad thing. Let's say I have particular skill but they require something else, right? So that thing
exactly.
happened, right? So when this second whatever, the next time I decided to quit, I thought what I will do if I don't get the job, or let's say I don't get the task. So I had a couple of things in mind. I thought I can do online mentorship, which was I already doing. So I had done this for upgrade and even for other places also. So I thought I will teach online, do this mentorship and all these things, right? Second thing, I thought, what is something I don't require anyone's permission to do that thing? Mentorship also at least required, I require someone's permission, that right, I should get that, even that coaching gig or something, right? Then I thought, if there is no freelancing, there is no mentorship thing, I will just create the content. That's what I thought. I thought I will record the video and I will upload it on YouTube, and I did that thing, right? So that was the one thing. If I couldn't get the job, and let me tell you, maybe I might not have told. When I quit job to become a self-employed, I have enough money to sustain the same lifestyle for the next 1 year at least, right?
All
So
right.
I didn't have any liabilities in terms of house, car, or anything by that time actually. So I see, okay, how much it is going to cost me. I already came to my hometown. You see, here, this 2 BHK flat cost me less than 6,000 rupees. Okay, so I thought, if I have just 20 to 25,000 rupees monthly expense, and if I have a couple of lakh, let's say 3 4 lakh rupees, enough to sustain for a 1 year kind of a thing. So I had that backup, that let's say if I don't earn even single rupee, right, still I can sustain for whole 1 year. And then I ask myself, is it possible that you spend your 1 year on something and you couldn't produce anything out of it? What is the max thing can happen? I go
Yeah,
back to the similar job, right? Now it
exactly.
not might not be 2 lakh rupees, but I might get then 1 lakh rupees job. So there is not much risk as such, given that I have sufficient money, right? So it's not like next day I woke up and I thought, okay, let's become and quit the job. No, I had a backup.
I understand it's like the calculated risk. You already have the money in your like bank account, so you can sustain for 1 year, and you are going into your next stage of life, thinking that let's leave everything and let's start from the scratch and go into this different journey. So, you started your YouTube channel. I mean, you guys should definitely check it out. I mean, if you want to understand the NLP, the actual hands-on NLP, because most of the content you see around is just talking everything without even experiencing data science from the bottom level. Pradip has been doing a lot of content on execution level. So, what kind of projects work on freelancing sites, and even in the real world, you will understand everything. Like, I've seen some of your videos where you are explaining how to integrate API gateway with third-party APIs to pull something. So, these are like very this might sound boring when you're watching it because this is not as exciting, but when you actually do it and when you understand it, you will get a lot of work. So, if you are someone who wants to get into data science, I mean, first of all, do definitely check his channel. A lot of good content. And second part is obviously the content creation can help you with the journey, but freelancing also help you on the scale. So, what was the first job you got? I mean, if just explain me. You sent the proposal. How did you talk to clients? Explain him and the job you got.
Yeah, so the once I started writing proposal with the style that what we just discussed, right? So usually, let's say the first two jobs I did, and actually they came at the same time, in the same day, same period window, right? So one of them was related to actually, fine tuning the model. Okay, the second was related to this thing. Some guy, let's say technical person, doing some NLP, and he was facing some issue with the text pre-processing kind of thing, right? And so that's what happened. So first job was related to this fine tuning model. They were requiring some different models. So what I did, I wrote a proposal. Hey, I have already fine tuned. So I will actually introduce myself. See,
Yeah.
I am actually working at this position, at this company at this position. shamelessly I will mention that thing to establish
Yeah.
my credibility, right? I'm working at company X at the XYZ position, right? This kind of thing. And I have trained such a multiple models, okay? And I will tell him I can do this thing, and this is how I will fine tune your model. Nothing extra, nothing those things, right?
Yeah.
I introduce myself and directly attack what his problem, and I will also mention some skills if I see the same skills he has mentioned in the that particular thing. Only relevant skills are related to that
Yes.
particular task. And I got reply actually, and he asked me, "Do you have anything sample to provide?" Kind of thing. And I say, I don't have any sample to provide, but I read the paper that you attach with the job post. So he had attached some paper, right? And I read that paper and I told him this, whatever it is mentioned here, right? So they were mentioning some, let's say, there is a BERT model, right? It's a different variation of BERT called Roberta. I have done the other variation. I said it is the same thing. And what I did, first I only told him solution. The second time I simply pass on the notebook. See, this is how I will find you actually. So I give him solution. You know what I mentioned? If you know coding, you don't need to hire me. Take this kind of a notebook. And then that guy hired me. And he gave me the task in couple of hours or something. I completed task. And the same thing, I also received the other task. When I was not
Okay.
getting one, I got actually two tasks, right? And the guy had recently posted something like this, urgent help needed or as soon as possible, something like that. I was online there itself. I ping the same thing. Hey, what you are doing? I'm already good at this thing. I know this particular library, then I think I can fix this thing, right? Same mentioning credibility and all. Then he's saying, "Are you there?" Means because he was there itself, right? He
Yeah, yeah,
needed
yeah.
an help. So that is another hack. If you want to get your first few job, make sure you're online always, right? Because if you're going to apply when there are already 50 applications to it, you're not going to get that chance. Someone is, need help. They don't want to wait for any other person. They need an as soon as help. You just ping them, you're available, and we can talk on the call. I mentioned the same thing. Hey, I'm available on the call. I get on the call. I fix the thing, and I think that also in couple of hours I fixed. So in that same weekend kind of a period, I did two things. The first job was fine tuning the machine learning model. The second one is actually helping someone to debug his code and fixing what he actually wants. And once you get that work, you need to make sure you're able to do that work, right?
Yeah,
Not just
exactly.
so that is the thing, right? So I did that thing. I got a good review kind of.
And how much did this job pay? What was the
Yeah,
pay?
both of them actually $100. Both
Okay,
of
both
them
of them
were
got you.
both of
Yeah.
them were fixed price $100. But 100 was not the criteria. I would even apply for $50 or anything, man. The
Okay,
first
okay.
one or two
Yeah,
job, right?
just give me something.
Yeah, just give me the something, right? So both of them are
Yeah.
actually $100 fixed amount, job, and that I completed maybe let's say in that 1 or 2 days.
When I got my first job, I mean, I've applied a lot of jobs, but the first job I got was same $100 job. Got $80 because 20% upward takes. It was web scraping, uh, a similar web scraping job I got, and when I received that money, I feel like I can't even explain that feeling because it was something I never imagined I could do it. Because when you see freelancing from outside, you think I can't do this, but when you actually go in there, jump onto pool and execute the project finally and get paid, this is one of the best feeling I've ever experienced.
But that feeling, right, when I completed
Yeah,
first thing, right, actually it happens like because you started something new, right? Even though
yeah,
same thing, you might be let's say earning someone in Google, and eventually you create some SaaS product and someone purchased that for $10, right? That is the
yeah,
happiness, right?
yeah,
Because someone
exactly.
paid for something, right? So I actually, yeah, that is definitely fascinating. The first 2 3 jobs, it is really interesting actually.
So now let's talk about the current situation. So you got started getting once you get first two jobs, it's very easy for you to get more jobs because you start getting invitation also, and when you apply, you see people actually reply because you have done something. So now, what is your general pay looks like? So when you started, how much hourly jobs? What was your range for the hourly pay? And now how did you scale it slowly? How many jobs you worked on? You started from the $0 and now you have reached, you posted on LinkedIn, you have around somewhere 40 to 50 thousand something now. So what does the journey look like? How did you start increasing your pay, and how did you get manage to like work with a lot of clients?
Yeah, so if I calculate that fixed projects, what I did, right, actually, so if I calculate hourly, they would have been like a $20 or something. Okay.
All right.
Then I asked myself, if I want to earn 1 lakh rupees and I'm going to work for a 6 7 hours, how much should I charge to them? kind of things. I will calculate if I let's say earn $500 every week, then it will be $2,000. Then if Upwork take 20%, I still get the 1 lakh. So this is something I started calculation for myself, and I somewhat decided ki, okay, let's now charge $25 because $20 I already done to work, right? So but before that also I did one fixed project which is like $300 or something kind of thing I did. But I think fourth project directly the guy has posted budget of $35 to something. I said $25 or something, I remember, and he asked me, hey, but I mentioned on my profile I think 30 or $35, but I
Yes.
bid for let's say $25 or something like that. And the guy pinged me because my proposal was again good, same
Yeah.
thing, mention what I'm doing.
Yes.
There I mentioned, hey, I'm actually transitioning into full time freelancing, so I'm really looking, I'm able to negotiate, and even I even mentioned that I can do some work before even contract to just to make sure I'm capable of doing this thing. So I did
All
this
right.
kinds of thing also. Uh, this particular proposal, anyway, I'm going to share a couple of proposals. I mentioned clearly I'm going to start the work even before the contract to make sure that I'm capable of doing this thing. And he asked me, why are you charging less? As per your profile it says 30 $35, you're bidding for $25. I told him that initially the money is not the concern, I just want to prove myself and get there. And the guy trusted me, the one who gave me. And eventually that was the first hourly thing that actually I got. This hourly thing doesn't make any sense actually for a lot of people. They don't even understand ki, how can you do
Yeah.
hourly thing kind of thing, right? But it happens, like you just need to make sure you know uh, if you say something is going to take 20 hours, it should finish in 20-22 hours. It's going to take a 50 hours, that's not the correct estimation, right,
Yeah.
for the client. So I started $25, and then what happened, every month I increase more. This month 25, next month $30, $35, $40, 50, and eventually I reach $50, and then I stop. I reach up to I think October or something. I reached to $50, and then I stop. I said, no, $50 is good because I'm still working for the people who hired me for $30 by that time. I'm not
Yeah.
charging them $50. I still do that work for a 30 $35 kind of a thing, right? But that work is less compared to what the new work I get, right? And during this new year I changed it to $60. So currently my charge for hourly work is $60. This is all perception. Tomorrow if I put hundred
Yeah.
dollar no one going to argue with that, right? But it is my own
Exactly.
speed how I want to scale. So I put it $60 there, and for consulting call it is $100 now. If you want to
All
just
right.
have a consulting call, then it is $100. So it's okay if you start with those lower money. It's not the company that you need to take the manager's permission to give me 10% hike or 15% hike. It's not like that. You decide tomorrow you are charging $20, start next time $25, and you don't need to justify anyone why. And no one have asked me. I have worked with 30 plus clients. No one has asked me why your rates are high. No one has asked, right?
Exactly.
When I change from let's say 40 to 45, you might think that okay, I have increased my rate. What? No, no one even bothers. When they come to your profile, they saw you are charging $40 and they still invited you. So they are perfectly fine with the thing. So this thing, start with the small money. Don't go try to get lot of money initially. Prove yourself 3 4 project, and then gradually increase your price. No one going to argue with you.
So, I mean, awesome. So, if you were to convert this into INR, because it just scales up the money, right? You go from the dollar, you convert $100 into INR, 8,000. So, how much is your monthly earning these days on average?
See, the thing is that I didn't optimize for earning more.
Okay.
I had that same thing. Do I want $2,000? Do I want $3,000? So whenever I work, let's say 7 to 8 hours of actual billing work, okay, where I log those hours, let's say I will earn around $5 6,000, and that will become, let's say, if $5 6,000, and you remove the 15% for the Upwork, because most of the projects are actually above
Yeah.
$500, right? So I think 5,000 or $6,000 should come to maybe 3 4 lakh or something,
Yeah.
around 4
Okay.
lakh,
So
right? When
that's
you
yeah, generally.
remove 15% you know from it, that is something I get with doing normal job kind of work if I do. But that's not how do I do actually. I spend a lot of time, let's say I interacted with you earlier, right? I interacted with the
Yeah.
other people that we see on LinkedIn. So I will not spending my whole day doing freelancing. So if you want to estimate those 40K what I earn, I have logged around 1,000 hours, 1,000
Yeah.
hours kind of thing, right? So if you think, then I have weekly on average, I have worked 20 to 25 hours weekly. So
Okay.
that translate if I work 5 6 days, so you can think of I am doing 4 to 5 hours of work, and let's say I'm still able to earn, let's say, 3 lakh rupees kind of a thing. If you want to,
Awesome.
estimate 4 5 hours of
Awesome.
work, and the good thing is that I knew that if I want, I can put more effort because there is a lot of work, right? If I decided I want to work 8 to 10 hours, it is there. But since I'm in still an experimentation phase, I write something on LinkedIn. I create YouTube video now. I even hired the interns to do things, right? So I'm not currently optimizing for the the amount of money I'm earning, but I make sure I'm capable of earning. That if the next
Yeah.
moment I want, let's say, 6 7 lakh rupees, I know I can get that work and get that amount of money. And I personally
Awesome.
feel it is not more than the I could get from the job. I think I could have get same money from the job actually.
Oh yeah.
I could have got the
Yeah.
same money from the job, but maybe my next year will be because you see I started with those 20 25 dollars, right? But now with this scale, what I'm charging, it will be much more. But the point was not actually earning more or less. The point is having control. That now let me
The
decide
freedom.
to charge, what to work on and when to work on, and now from where to work. All this freedom, right?
Uh,
So that is the thing.
yeah.
I still people think that you earn 40K dollar. I could have earned more money by doing the job actually. So I don't think the earning more is something, but I don't want to deny the fact that there is a lot of potential to earn. You yourself has earned good money, right? So there is a lot of potential. If you are able to
Exactly.
put hard work and you are able to prove yourself, right? There are people who are ready to trust you with their money.
So now you're working on Upwork and getting good money. But in my case, I started content creation. You also started content creation on LinkedIn, YouTube. So how do you get clients from other sources? Because you can't rely on the one source to give you, because you have to pay a certain amount the commission. But uh, I've seen like you're getting clients from the LinkedIn. So I want to understand what is that process looks like. How do you deal with that? How do you negotiate that work and everything? So can you brief us about it?
Yeah, so definitely when it started, everything coming from the Upwork, right? And what happens when you do those couple of jobs? I used to take those screenshots of the reviews and then I will post it on the, LinkedIn. So that is some kind of a testimonial, right? It establishing the credibility. So if it came across someone, right, who has a similar job, definitely he will used to ping me, on my LinkedIn. Hey, like, how do you exactly work? How much do you charge, right? So you can think of it started with that visibility aspect of it, right? You take something, right? That is one thing. I will also share small wins that I completed $1,000, I completed $2,000, I completed. I think I even shared the $5,000, and then maybe
Yeah.
later but I took the success from Upwork and bring it to the LinkedIn. And since I was a full-time freelancer, I could do that thing, publicly posting, After that, I even started creating the content on YouTube. So what I will do, whatever learning I had from my even the previous job and whatever the task I do, I will replicate that thing, same thing here, maybe with the dummy data or dummy problem statement, right? So if I have done some job, let's say I did a lot of things with the NLP specific, natural language processing, and let's say similar stuff, right? So if I have done the fine tuning of machine learning model there, I will create the video and show it, right. If I have built some chatbot for someone, let's say I will create that video of chatbot. So everything. So that is why my videos are task based. Like each
Yeah.
video does some task. If you take that task, you are going to be one of my competitor and doing same thing on the Upwork. So you can do. No one's stopping you actually. All videos, task based thing. So later I found this video, even I don't get 1,000 views sometimes, but they play a crucial role. Because when I upload, I remember this is the first thing. When I uploaded video related to, let's say, the chatbot thing, I got ping from the person, hey, can you also help us? Because they also wanted the same thing.
Yeah.
When I upload video related to GPT-3, lot of people started reaching out, hey, can you help us? It is clear in the video how to fine tune. If they have a developer, they can also do. But I found out actually they don't look for videos so that they can copy and do themselves. No, they're actually finding the people whom they can trust, and they have confidence that the other person can do. So I found that is very fascinating, that you directly tell them how you will solve that problem and you can still get that work, because you are, giving them publicly that thing, they actually start trusting you, your capabilities and all thing, and eventually they hire you for. So now you can think of, if I check the now my current client, almost 50% clients from the LinkedIn. But how does it work? I actually insist them to come via again Upwork. I'm ready to pay
Yeah.
those 20%, 15% because it free me from a lot of stuff. I don't need to worry about raising invoices, checking when they're going to give the money and all these things, right? When it is hourly basis on Upwork, every week it gets billed, right? So I get
Right.
free from all this thing. I don't need to worry about whether the client is giving to the money or not to me, right? So I'm ready to pay. And there are some clients actually with whom actually I work, let's say more than 6 months, right? For them, I took some of the thing, offline. So I get, but the good thing, they pay me before the month. Like if, for example, if this is the January month, they already paid for me that month. So we had a, let's say contract is 20 hours of work or 30 hours of work, they pay me. So you can think of Upwork still represent my, let's say 80% income currently, whatever the billing happening there.
Yeah.
But if there is a $40 something, 40K or something, then overall actually I might have won more than some 50K or something because a lot of thing I took the offline also. But I insist, even I insist the other people, even you get some LinkedIn, you might want to try first then come via Upwork because you get that security actually. Upwork success I bring to the LinkedIn, I got the visibility that attracted more work. I created the content on the base of whatever I learned, and that attracted the more work. Eventually, I got the same amount of work from LinkedIn. So now I have two, three actually.
So as I understand now, right, as a freelancer, it's not just about working. It's also about, making sure that you are out there in the world, showing that what you are capable of. Because no matter how much work you do, if you don't show it to the people, no one is going to know about you. So content creation is a good medium. Like you also started on Twitter, you also doing on Twitter is a good place. Like LinkedIn is also a good place. A lot of people are there, interacting with you, so they get to see you that what kind of things you're working on when you post. If they have similar problems, they will definitely reach out to you, and they are willing to pay you more, even if they have the employees or everything, because you are the expert, you already done this thing. So that's a good thing. The content creation also helps you a lot. So we talked about everything till now, like awesome advices, your experiences were great. Now like for the to summarize this and for the final uh, conclusion, if for the people who are watching this, maybe a fresher, someone who just got laid off and want to try freelancing, or it can be anything, and want to get into this journey, so what do you suggest? How should they get started? We already talked about this, but if you want to summarize an entire thing, what should be the mindset they keep when they get started? So what is your final pieces of advice for them?
Yeah, first of all, I will analyze what skills I already have. Now, those skills might come from the courses I have done or the kind of work I have done, right? The second thing is that I need to at least decide what kind of work I have to do as a freelancer, right? Maybe let's say data science, the broad thing, right? Next thing, where you're going to find that work? Most likely the site like Upwork. Go there rather than asking people like me pinging. Go yourself and see what kind of jobs are there, right? Next thing, narrow down. Don't try to do everything. Pick up, you want to do data visualization, data analysis, you want to do a data engineering, something. Pick up those skills actually. And then what you do, when you see a task, complete that task. Let's say you saw the task of migrating database to, let's say, cloud or something like that, right? Do it yourself. No one is paying you for that, but that is something maybe you can show some kind of a demo, write a blog post how you did this kind of thing, right? So I would say try to mimic the actual job which is there, right? And I also believe that you don't need to do everything. Even it is data engineering, something, limit for few things only. Just decided, you see, every week there are, let's say, if you find that there are at least few jobs related to, let's say, data visualization or something, focus on that part only, right? Do yourself those couple of projects what you want to do. And I'm damn sure if you go through that process, right, when you start building those dummy projects, you already acquired those skills. Now next thing become only communicating them, right? Bring some visibility for you, right? Go post that maybe blog post on LinkedIn, share it on LinkedIn, right? Share that video format, whatever you do to for that particular visibility, and have patience. It's not going to, I might be lucky that I got in a 1 week itself, but I know
Yeah.
people who struggle it. So have some patience, right? Because there are hundreds of people like who are actually applying for those jobs, right? And even after applying for 2 months, you are not getting. You need to again introspect. Do you have all the credibility? You are applying, but people are looking at your proposal and they are not selecting you, right? So you can't skip that working phase, that I want to build some portfolio. So I would say, focus on that portfolio building, choose the small thing and keep applying. And I'm telling you, once you get those 2 3 jobs, you're set.
So it's really important that you don't give up, even if, like, 2 months, if you don't get a job, try seeing if your profile is good, if your portfolio is good, if the skills you're applying to exactly matches your skill set and the client skill set and everything. And portfolio is really important. So even if you're fresher, don't have experience, you can work on it, build a portfolio and start your journey. So again, thank you, Pradeep, for sharing all of your knowledge. It's been amazing to have you here, because I've seen a lot of people who just talk on the fly, but you have some ground experience. You were able to share everything with us, so thank you for that. And guys, you can connect Pradeep on Twitter, LinkedIn. Subscribe to his YouTube channel if you want to learn. If you are someone who is really interested in data science, do make sure follow him, because you will find very few people who actually talk on based on the experience, not just by doing courses and everything. So make sure you follow the Pradeep and learn more about freelancing and data science. Thank you. So I hope you found this video insightful. If you did, then don't forget to hit the like button. And if you watched this video till the end, then write the comment, I watched this video till the end. That way I will know that you didn't skip any part and watched the complete video. Thank you for watching. Many more videos are coming, and I'll see you in the next video.